Amidst the lively classroom, Lila sits quietly at her desk, her eyes reflecting a deep sadness. With hesitant hope, Lila raises her hand, seeking connection in a sea of indifference. Mrs. Jenkins, focused on her work, remains unaware of Lila's silent plea. The classroom buzzes with the chatter of students, their voices a distant hum to Lila's isolated world. Unnoticed, Lila lowers her hand, her hope fading into the background noise of the bustling classroom. Lila's isolation deepens as the other students remain oblivious, the classroom's energy a stark contrast to her quiet sorrow. Lila sits alone at the dinner table, a stark contrast to her parents, lost in their digital worlds. Mr. Davis sits motionless, the screen's glow reflecting in his eyes. Mrs. Davis remains absorbed, her fingers dancing across the phone, oblivious to Lila's presence. Lila attempts to break through the silence, her words dissolving into the electronic hum. The phones emit a soft, hypnotic glow, holding Mr. and Mrs. Davis captive. An atmosphere of isolation permeates the room, thickening with each unanswered word from Lila. In the dim solitude of her bedroom, Lila confronts her reflection, the shadows lengthening around her. The mirror reflects not just her image, but a profound sense of isolation. Her voice, barely a whisper, echoes in the silent room. Why does no one ever hear me? Am I invisible? The question hangs in the air, unanswered, as she searches for recognition in her own eyes. Silence answers her plea, reinforcing the feeling of being unseen, unheard. In the dead of night, Lila's room is plunged into a brief, blinding white by a sudden lightning strike. An eerie purple glow emanates from the mirror, casting bizarre shadows that dance across the walls. Startled, Lila's eyes widen as she witnesses the strange luminescence. Despite her fear, Lila finds herself drawn to the inexplicable glow. Mesmerized, she is drawn to the mirror. In the dimness of Lila's room, shadows twist and writhe across the walls, setting an eerie stage. From the depths of the mirror, an ethereal voice whispers, "Unseen, unknown." Lila stands frozen before the mirror, her own reflection a haunting echo. The voice tempts her. Would you like to be seen, truly seen, to have all eyes on you? In the dimness of her bedroom, Lila pauses, drawn to the mirror's enigmatic glow. A hesitant step forward, her hand stretches towards the unknown. The purple light intensifies, casting an alluring spell that captivates Lila. Mesmerized, she's caught in the mirror's enchanting embrace, unaware of the forces it holds. The room fades away, replaced by the mirror's hypnotic allure, as Lila succumbs to its mysterious power. In Lila's dimly lit bedroom, shadows swirl ominously around her. The faint glow of her phone screen casts an eerie light on her face. A mysterious voice whispers from the phone, "Give me your voice and I'll give you what you crave." The voice promises attention, admiration, the spotlight. In the quiet of her room, Lila's fingers gently explore the delicate curve of her throat. The mirror reflects a face etched with uncertainty, each flicker of doubt a silent question. Time seems to still as Lila continues to stare at her reflection, pondering. A subtle shift, a nearly imperceptible nod, marks the turning point. The soft light catches the sudden hardening of her features, a decision made in silence. In the mirror, a new resolve shines, transforming uncertainty into a determined gaze. The mirror in Lila's bedroom trembles violently, signaling a disruption of reality. A swirling mist begins to emerge, weaving its way toward the unsuspecting Lila. The ethereal mist coils around Lila, an ominous sign of possession. The mist slithers closer, now targeting Lila's mouth with chilling precision. The mist seals Lila's lips, silencing her as the transformation completes. Lila, alone in her room, is suddenly gripped by a silent terror. A wave of horror washes over Lila as she clutches her throat, desperate for a voice that refuses to come. Panic flares in Lila's eyes as she opens her mouth, a silent scream trapped within. Her breath hitches in her chest as she struggles to speak, the realization dawning. Her voice is gone. Her eyes widen further, and the room spins as the full weight of her voicelessness crashes down on her. Lila collapses onto her bed, the silence in the room amplifying her growing dread. The town street awakens to a new day, but an unusual quiet descends as Lila walks. Footsteps echo in the stillness, each step drawing more eyes. Conversations halt abruptly, all eyes fixate on Lila. Whispers ripple through the crowd, fingers pointing, and a silent judgment fills the air. She becomes the unwilling center of attention, the reason shrouded in mystery. In the bustling school hallway, Lila is engulfed by a sea of students, their voices a chaotic symphony of questions and excitement. A storm of camera flashes illuminates Lila's overwhelmed expression. Chloe, radiating effortless popularity, smoothly inserts herself into the scene, her arms sliding around Lila in a practiced motion. Chloe angles them both for a selfie, her smile perfect and polished, a mask of practiced charm. Lila sits at her desk, a fortress of quiet amidst the classroom's flurry. She is surrounded by students, each face a canvas of admiration and curiosity. Her silence transforms her into a figure of mystery, an enigma wrapped in quiet. Lila's silence commands attention, turning her into an object of fascination. She becomes immensely popular, her quiet strength a beacon in the bustling classroom. Her silence speaks volumes, drawing others into her orbit with irresistible force. Lila finds herself at the heart of the party, her presence igniting a frenzy of adoration. Camera flashes erupt, capturing her every move as eager fans pull her into countless selfies. She opens her mouth to speak, ready to share her thoughts, but no sound escapes. The vibrant music and lively chatter fade into an unnerving silence, leaving Lila isolated. In the sudden quiet, Lila's silent struggle becomes the only sound, highlighting her isolation. Under the stark glare of the desk lamp, Lila is immersed in her work, her expression tense with focus. Rising abruptly, Lila clutches her notes, her urgency palpable as she prepares to confront her parents. She advances, her face a mask of determination, ready to break through their oblivious calm. Her parents, lost in their own worlds, barely acknowledge her presence. Lila sits alone at a table, isolated in the crowded cafeteria. The laughter and chatter of other students amplify her solitude. She watches the other students, feeling increasingly invisible. Her heart aches with a desire to connect, yet she remains paralyzed by her own inhibitions. Lila stands alone outside the school, an ordinary day stretching before her. Her gaze snaps upward as smoke begins to billow from the science lab window, a silent scream trapped in her throat. Horror grips her as the gravity of the situation sinks in. Knowing she must warn everyone, Lila is frozen by her inability to speak, the urgency heightening the dread. Chaos erupts in the school hallway as Lila sprints, her desperation fueling a spectacle. Lila's frantic banging on doors echoes through the hallway, her cries for help unanswered amidst the laughter. Unaware of Lila's distress, students mock her, their laughter and mocking snapshots amplifying her isolation. The hallway transforms into a stage for Lila's unintended performance, her genuine fear misinterpreted as entertainment. Lila's cries fade into background noise, swallowed by the uncaring laughter of her peers. The school science lab is consumed by flames, an inferno threatening to engulf everything. Amidst the chaos, the fire alarm screams, a piercing cry against the backdrop of destruction. Distracted and slow to react, the students remain oblivious, their attention captured by Lila's desperate gestures. Lila is making frantic gestures, her eyes wild with growing urgency as the flames spread. The school doors burst open, a torrent of students erupting in fits of coughing and gasping for air. The air thickens with smoke as fire trucks race to the scene, their sirens piercing the chaos. A teacher struggles to maintain order, her voice strained with urgency. Is everyone out? The scene is a desperate race against time, the encroaching smoke a silent testament to how close they came to disaster. In the stark school hallway, Lila collapses against the wall, her body racked with uncontrollable sobs. The harsh fluorescent lights reflect off the tears streaming down her face, each drop a testament to her overwhelming guilt. She is consumed by the crushing weight of helplessness. Whispering through her tears, she repeats, "I failed to warn them." In the dim light of her bedroom, Lila reels towards the mirror, her eyes blazing with raw fury. Her fists clench, a storm of rage building inside as she prepares to strike. With muffled desperation, she begins pounding on the unyielding glass, each strike echoing her broken promise. "I gave you my voice," Lila cries out, her voice cracking with betrayal. "You promised me attention, not this," she screams, her reflection mirroring her torment. Her desperate cries fill the room, a haunting symphony of shattered dreams and broken vows. Lila's room is a canvas of chaos, clothes scattered like fallen leaves, shadows dancing in the dim light. The air hangs heavy with tension, each breath a silent scream in the oppressive stillness. From the shadows a voice echoes, cold and detached. "You wanted attention. You got it. What you do with it is not my concern." The words linger, sharp and unforgiving. In this theater of solitude, Lila is left to grapple with the consequences of her desires. In the dim light of her bedroom, Lila stands before the ornate mirror, her face etched with the torment. Her voice trembles, a desperate plea escaping her lips. "But I never asked to be powerless. I wanted to be heard." A disembodied voice echoes from the shadows, chillingly reminding her of her choice. "You traded your truth for empty eyes." The unseen presence seals her fate with a haunting declaration. A deal is a deal. The bedroom lights flicker ominously, casting long, dancing shadows that heighten the dread. Lila, fueled by a mix of fear and fierce resolve, grabs a hammer, her grip tightening. With a primal scream tearing through the silence, she unleashes the hammer, targeting the mirror. The mirror explodes in a burst of shattered glass, its fragments suspended like spectral dust. Lila smiles, holding a sign that says, "Being heard is louder than being seen."